Ms. Redding, why did nurses get involved in this protest last night?
Bernie Sanders, one of his biggest vocal supporters was Nina Turner. She's a former senator from Ohio. Well, she was supposed to be on stage when they nominated Bernie Sanders for president. So she was not allowed to do that. And that was very disrespectful. And we want to make sure that the democratic process for the nomination and all of those procedures are followed. As far as the presumptive nominee, it was very disheartening to continuously hear the next president, Hillary Rodham Clinton, when we hadn't even completed the process. And the delegates wanted to make sure that our votes counted.
So what separates Secretary Clinton from Senator Sanders on health policy?
I think there are a lot of differences, and the nurses stand behind Bernie Sanders because he's for Medicare for all. We believe that every patient should have access to health care and they shouldn't go bankrupt doing it. We see oftentimes as bedside nurses that patients have to choose between paying rent and buying their medications to keep them healthy. If they don't maintain their health and see the doctor in a timely manner, then they end up with much more severe illnesses and then they could die. So we believe that Obamacare has been significantly helpful, but it hasn't helped everybody. I think also one of the differences between Senator Sanders and Hillary Rodham Clinton is that the TPP. Senator Sanders is against the TPP, which is the Trans-Pacific Partnership. The nurses agree. If you extend patents, that means that there's a vast majority of the people that can't afford to get their prescriptions filled. If you have something like hepatitis C, or if you have cancer and need chemotherapy, it can be very expensive. If the copays are too high, the deductibles are too high, and the medications cost too much, and the generic option is not available, people can die. So we don't agree with that.
What has Senator Sanders done for nurses in the past that makes them so loyal and so certain on his positions?
One of the things that he helped us with when the Ebola outbreak came to fruition, and we had many issues in all of the hospitals. The corporate hospitals were saying we were prepared. As nurses at the bedside, we were saying we weren't prepared. And Senator Sanders walked our informational picket lines to draw attention to the fact that we needed proper training, we needed proper protective gear, and we needed to make sure that not only the nurses were protected so we could better take care of our patients, but that the communities were protected because it could be spread throughout.
We would actually like to make sure that the Bernie Sanders supporters are respected. And
President Obama, Alicia Keys, Senator Sanders, everyone's calling for party unity with the mantra, stronger together. Why are you continuing to protest?
if you know nursing, you know that we also acknowledge the grieving process, right? And when you lose, which we did lose, the election, there was a loss, and you have to go through that grieving process, and the grieving process does take time. And you can't just say, okay, one day I'm on the Bernie team and then the next day I'm on the Hillary team. It's not like sports where you move from one team to the next, right? We're not little widgets that just automatically fall into place. It takes time to move on. And it's really not about this election. It's not about Hillary. It's not about Bernie Sanders. It's not even the Republican Party. This is an agenda that we plan to move forward with.
So my colleague saw a photo of two bumper stickers. One said Sanders 2016 and the other one said, okay, fine, Hillary. In November, do you expect nurses to vote for Hillary?
I really can't predict that, because every group that's been involved in the Senator Sanders campaign has their own agenda, right? And there's many, many Bernie supporters that may end up supporting Hillary Clinton. The nurses group, we actually have a process that we use, which is to go back to our nurses and find out where they are, check in with them and see what they want to do. So after this convention, when we're ready to decide what to do next, we're going to be talking to our nurses.
What makes you most hopeful about this election?
What makes me most hopeful in this election is the fact that we have ended up moving our issues. They've become Main Street issues. It is no longer a wacko idea to have free college tuition. It's no longer a wacko idea to have a single payer system. It's not a wacko idea to ban fracking and to oppose the Trans-Pacific Partnership Treaty. And people are aware of these things. And the thing is that once you know something, you can't unknow it. And I think that that's what's really helpful, is that we've raised the consciousness of the American people. They know these things, and there's a lot out there that I think will bring everybody together on our issues.